those in the comment section, especially the model for mommy diaspora. Anyway, a lot's been going on. By the way, Vine, special hello to you. Ebonye obonotanongwa tobo satanongwa. Easternongwa tobo notanongwa. There you go, make it.
Easternongwa. Obingwa.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me first of all, Mr. Elvis, what I was doing here normally when I came here before is that you bounce off of me, I bounce off of you to cheer us up. I get my energy from the research you do, you present it, and I get rejuvenated. Say, let's go get this thing for Nigeria. Let's go win. Let's go and win this thing for our people. But lately, I believe that from not having that interaction, you and I probably are slacking off. Make no mistake about it. Wike and Osibajo competed in this election, and they lost. Now we could talk about how they lost, but they were in there. I believe it's a fallacy to say if Obi is not on the ascendancy, or if those people were in with Obi will smoke them. It wouldn't even be a competition. Wike is not infallible. Obi is not a saint, obviously, we know that. But let's not make any mistake that the whole thing is not on Obi. It's us. It's Nigerians. We've had enough. It's not Obi. The strength in Obi is that Obi is a passionate person. That is, every passionate person that is attracted to the people who like people who are loving, humble people. We chose him because he really doesn't have that much blemishes, right? Obi is different. It's not like an average politician. It's not proud and cocky.
Right? No, what we were saying, Mr. Pansat, hold on a minute. We are not trying to compare them. What I'm saying is that if these two satanic people, which we know that is competing with our principal now, are not there, and these two names that I mentioned, I know they competed before, but they were that was primary and in a different party, so that cannot be compared. We are talking about as a candidate. If it was Wike, Osinbajo, and Peter Obi, obviously a lot of people will still stand by Peter Obi, but it's not going to be like this. We should say it, Iris. So we have the best chance right now because our principal is competing with the people that have caused us all pains. That's why it's like this.
Okay, make a land. I hear you. Make a land. And I beg, every time where somebody interject like you do with me, I want to be given a little bit more time. I get a lot of interjections. It eats up my time.
Mr. Pansat, can I quickly chip you something, please?
Yes, sir.
Just for a second.
Sure.
What Mr. Elvis was saying was that if Wike and Osinbajo, for example, were in the race, this chance of Obi would have been slim. It would have been tight, even if you win. It would have been tight. You cannot rule them out.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's it.
Now him be say you don't know what's in the happen now.
That is my opinion. You cannot rule out Wike's followers.
No. I disagree with you. That's what I mean. But I don't want to spend a lot of my time there. But let me touch it up a little bit. What is Wike's strength? What is he doing? Wike has been in that PDP, and he's one of the problems in that PDP. He's been trying to make friends with the North for a long time, and he's been throwing Southern interest to the dustbin as he's trying to make friends with Tamboa, with the North. Look, Wike was there when our girls were taken at the Chibok. I've made those cases here before. Building a road. Look, I'm here in the United States. You know what a county build more road than maybe all Nigerian states combined? A county. They have equipment to build and maintain road. I look at Wike, he's doing good, but look, I'm not impressed.
I'm very happy you said he's doing good. I'm very happy. You are a very good man.
Please, what I'm doing that I don't want to try to compare America to Nigeria. That's not a proper thing to do. But we should start somewhere. We have to start. I look at Wike go to a village the other day, and they showed the road that he built. Okay, good. a narrow road like that. You assemble everybody. They there, they talk nonsense, they sing, they do everything. The following day, the day before, he did the same thing. A week ago, he did the same thing, right? Okay, you build a road. He's there talking condescendingly, telling people how to vote, telling them, hey, look, who are you going to vote for? Are you going to let them come here? What did he do? He built a road. Come on. Come on.
Mr. Pansat,
I came here to talk about something.
He didn't just build a road, sir.
What I'm saying,
he built a cancer research center. He built a law school. He built a lot of things.
Please, Alex, even though it's friendly fire, I really want to talk a little bit here. That's the reason why
I know you have issues with him with his doings with the Obigbo massacre that happened. I know that. I know you are very angry.
No.
But we are having a friendly debate. I'm sorry.
You and I, it's friendly fire. You and I don't have it. My politics with you is exactly the same. There's no difference between you and I. Okay. But what I'm gonna tell you right now, though, is that I'm not going to play the politics of low expectations. On this particular event, the last one I watched, maybe a day or two ago, he went to a remote area and he showed those people were cut off against all these years from infrastructure, a road even. They don't have a road to get to the cities, right? So he was telling them, hey, look, I guess, what's the other guy's name from APC that used to be a governor there?
Amechi.
Okay. Say, did Chibuka Amechi build a road for you? They say no, in chorus. Okay, well, I built a road for you now. Who are you going to vote for? Are you going to listen to these people? Okay, so, but that's fine. That's not my issue. My issue is that we cannot shine Obi's shoes. And let me tell you why. Because we're Nigerians and we're intelligent people. We're educated. We have a lot of people who work very hard in that country. So we do know that Obi is a lovable person. He's different, completely different, right? Obi is scandal-free. I could dig out when we can start running the general election. He's got a lot of scandals, some alleged murder, some alleged all kinds of things about him, and it's not the issue right now. Peter Obi is accessible. Okay, Peter Obi is a new breed of leadership that we want in that country. Favoritism will be reduced under Obi. Most Nigerians knows that he doesn't do reckless spending. Insecurity and agitation will reduce. He's strong and a healthy person, unlike Tinubu and Atiku and things like that. But the strength of Obi is not Obi, it's Nigerians who are tired and who are demanding that we do better this time.
Mr. Pansat, everything you are saying is 100% right. Okay? What we are saying here is that we are even happy that our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, is competing with these two people that Nigerians don't want.
Right. I agree.
Mr. Pansat, if it was even you, let me tell you, if Mr. Peter Obi was competing with the two neutral people and you are one of them, the chances of Peter Obi will drop. No matter how you try to analyze it. The only reason why everybody is clamoring for only Obi, and the reason why you see I always say is between Peter Obi and Peter Obi, not with anybody, is because
Obi can I say something?
With two satanic candidates.
Yeah, but remember, I haven't started talking about
can I say something just for a second, please, Mr. Pansat, please?
Sure.
Just for a second.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
If we had like 5 governors or 6 governors or 10 governors behaving like Wike, whether he's doing it for politics or not, I don't care. With what he's doing, if this is out of play politics, come on, I want to play politics. If building flyovers, if checkmating the wicked federal government, killing people for fun, if taking the federal government to court and winning on the cases of VAT and fraudulent collection of money from different states, Wicked defeated them. If telling the federal government, I'm ready to fight you anytime, this is how to be a bad governor, then I want to be a bad governor, Mr. Pansat.
Alex, okay, I got you. I've heard what you're saying. Now, remember, you and I are arguing about 2 or 3 different things altogether. Okay, politicians, he's a governor, he's supposed to do his job, and he's doing his job, right? Albeit still below par, but he's doing all right. I saw the institution that he dedicated the other day. That was good. To Yeah, hold on.
Have you
Hold on.
seen the cancer?
Please.
Have you seen the cardiovascular center he built and the cancer research center?
Yeah, like I said,
built by French and German companies.
Yeah, Alex, please. That's not what I'm not debating that. That is not what I'm
Mr.
debating.
Mr. Panther, I think you've said you've stayed a long time abroad and you need to come back home and spend some time, brother.
I'm in touch. Okay, I am very, very in touch.
I adapt. Anyway, continue.
Please. The dialogue between Mr. Elvis. Please don't allow any more interruption. Let me just get to the point I want to make.
Okay,
and then we can do this
Mr. Panther, please,
yes,
I would like us to not do comparison between our principal and Wiki, because Wiki is not contesting to become a president.
I said he contested. He was in there.
No, I know, but at the moment he's not a candidate, right?
He's not, and he's not a candidate.
So let's so that we're not going to be distracted. Okay, right. Talk a little bit about that, and let's move on to the.
Yeah, let me move to the main thing that I'm gonna quote. There's a guy, I'm sure you're probably familiar with him. His name is Mega Comrade Clement Teramigo Edegbe. There is a statement he made one time that I was listening to what he was saying, and it's like he doesn't really want to join the Obi movement because we're like kids. If they shoot one gun, they will run, we scamper. Okay, so we're gonna have to take our country back by strength. We cannot come here and be just playing around. We have to be serious about what we're doing here. On the election, the Beaver stand. This election cannot be rigged. Okay, there are two ways to rig an election. Number one is voter suppression, which is what they do here. Like we have people who come here to talk us down. So people who are listening to us will not go there, go get their PVC and vote because they feel, well, it's not going to make a difference if INEC is going to rig this election. So I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to go.
Mr. Pastor, you mentioned the name just now, and yeah. I don't really get why you mentioned that name. You referenced to what he said, and to be honest, it doesn't make sense here. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, what I was saying is that at some point, this guy, because he's been all over the map, right? He's been with Tinubu APC. He's been with in your own local place there with Obaseki and all that. He's fighting Obaseki. He's with Obaseki. He goes over there. He comes back over here for whatever reason, right? But one of the reasons he was giving why he wasn't going to join Obi's movement at the time. Now, he subsequently joined and started talking about being obedient in a way. But the reason he was saying is that in Nigerian politics, it's a very brutal place. It's where if you're going to come to protest and they shoot a couple of people, don't run. You have to stay there and keep fighting because you're going to lose some. You follow me? You can't be scared. You can't be afraid.
And you think these people are obedient, right?
No. What I'm saying,
that guy became obedient after he collected money, after he asked for money, rather.
I don't even know if Pansa, if you are fighting for Peter Obi to become a president, there are some names you don't even need to mention.
No, but
that's what I'm asking you. When you see an obedient, can you really recognize them?
That guy used 2 weeks asking for money. 2 weeks.
Wait,
2 weeks.
Wait, I don't. It's not.
Are you saying you're not aware of that, Mr. Pansa?
No,
that guy you mentioned used 2 weeks asking APC to bring money for him, and after he joined obedient, he used another 2 weeks begging for money.
Alex,
that he does not work for free. And I have that video.
What I was I'm looking at what he said from the perspective of those kind of
people.
But
what he said is inconsequential, it's irrelevant. It doesn't even align with what we are talking about here. So if you are referencing, no reference to people that doesn't want us to move out of where we are.
No, but that's the thing is that, you see, the argument we're making is the same thing like when we talk about a maker here, right? You say, hey, he could talk. He could talk. We don't have to agree with him. You could talk. But every time that I test that particular principle with you don't like it. Do you understand? You can't. Nobody should like something like that. I did that on purpose because that is somebody you hate. You don't want to hear from that guy. It's inconsequential. What he has to say compared to his actions and the things it's costing you, right? So
no. But what about you? That's what I'm asking. Do you believe on that person you mentioned his name?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I was testing you. If you're
good. Oh, right. You wanted to see my reaction.
Exactly.
Thank God that you saw it.
Because it's inconsequential.
Wonderful.
He said something that is profound, but the rest of his actions you know, when you wear it, the preponderance is on the side of just removing him from this conversation, right? It doesn't matter. So what I'm saying is that the BVAS technology is very, very important. If Buhari is saying that he's not going to let this election get rigged, okay? So it's an incumbent. Tinubu is running. His vice president is not going out to the rallies. He himself is not going out to the rallies, even though they've gone back and say, hey, you know, come and join Tinubu's other rallies, the subsequent rallies, right? But his body language shows that he's going to let this thing be fought out there. Whoever wins this is going to win. He signed that electoral act. It's not easy to rig the election. How was the elections rigged in the past? There were 2 or 3 ways they rigged the election. It wasn't sophisticated. Number one, they did voter suppression. Okay, Tinubu, if you noticed, all his people are strong men. In every community, if you are one of those people who kill and do things, he will recruit you. You'll be an APC member. He pay you money. He's going to try to suppress the votes in Lagos and other places. It's not going to be easy for him to do that. Number 2, it's by collection. When after people vote, they carry the votes on the way. They're going to remove the numbers and put in what they want. You can't do that anymore. Right now, when you vote locally,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir, that I have to cut. It's still your time. We have a caller here.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling us. Please talk to us in 1 minute.
Good morning. I still send you another voice
No,
message.
we did live now, madam. I'll check it later. I'll check it.
Okay. Hey, may I just contribute to the talk? I say all this Boko Haram when Nigeria people know they feel they go farm. Chinese day among with the sponsor of Baseki because they say Nigeria get things for bush. Chinese day inside bush.
Which one be Chinese again? Madam, which one be Chinese?
Chinese.
Okay, China. Okay, Chinese. Okay.
Chinese.
They inside bush with Boko Haram. They pay Obaseki. They thief our wood. They thief our oil. All these Boko Haram when they rape people for inside bush. Chinese, even the full Europe, they among. They're not they let Nigeria people they go find again because they say Nigeria farm, the Nigeria this in land, they get plenty things for inside their land. That's the things that they thief.
Okay.
I want you to let the world know aware.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a good one.
That's important information, but although it's not part of what we're talking about, we know that the Fulani Esme is all over everywhere in our bush in Benin, Edo State there. So let's just move on, not to be diverted. Mr. Pansa, please go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. So, like I was saying, the bimodal voter accreditation system called the BVAS, it's a significant improvement. And if you listen to independent National Electoral Commission, both current and former ones, such as Professor Kunle Ajayi. Of course, my favorite being Mike Igini. I think everybody has seen him actively going to China's television and talking. And of course, Professor Emeka Ezeonu. All these people are telling you why it's not going to be easy to rig this election. Now, remember, every day that somebody comes here and makes an eloquent argument and talks about how this election is going to be rigged, it's going to be rigged, or this, it costs us thousands of voters every single time they do that. Students are rational actors. If you know that the election is going to get rigged, I'm not going to go through all that nonsense just to get my PVC. If I know it's going to be rigged, I'm not going to participate. This election is not going to be rigged. So those who are coming here to do voter suppression, they could go to hell. The country is energized, charged up.
So you don't have any fear with INEC, sir?
I do not have any fear with INEC.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
I trust,
I
trust P2B and the Labour Party and the quality of people in that movement. They're not stupid. First of all, you can go ahead and rig an election, but as far as you can be caught doing it.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Pansat, because this question I put it to some of the panelists the other day, but I couldn't get the exact answer I was looking for. Maybe you might be able to illustrate us better. Do you think at last, because obviously Peter Obi is going to win this election, but do you think that they might end up just for them to give Peter Obi the power, they might end up giving it to military.
No, they cannot give it to the military. It's going to be an easy cruise election.
They can't impose the military on us, right?
They cannot.
Okay.
We are beyond that. They cannot. We are Nigeria is a country that goes and quells military coups in other countries. Okay.
Okay.
Let me answer that by also telling you, people like I see when Obasanjo endorsed to be. Do you know why that's huge? That is big. If they do anything, if they rig this election and Obasanjo just by himself, if he determines that these people coming in did not win this election, he could summon the international community. They send him to other African countries to go and make peace between Ethiopia and warring factions. If Obasanjo wants America to send Tomahawk missiles here,
I'm going to continue to hold it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Hello. Good morning to you, Madam Florence Omorigi. Talk to us, Madam.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Please, my contribution is this. I just listened to Mr. Pansat and what he was saying about the election being on, no interferences. That's not true. I would say, I'm so sorry, don't take it personal, but it's not true. Because I live in the United States. I voted in this country a couple of years ago. And I know how they were going about saying that Russia interfered in the elections by playing with numbers. So think about that. So my point is, let's not take anything for granted.
For granted.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, okay, madam, please hold on. There's a question for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, madam. Yes, thank you for calling in. Have you ever heard in most elections, let me not say every election, presidential elections especially, even governorship, most times when somebody loses election, they usually have something to say, either interference or inconclusive or there were problems. It's always like that. So it's a normal failure, or losers, slogans. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, during the elections of George W. Bush many years ago, they had to count in Florida, remember? They had to count and recount manually. But the point is this, even the American government did agree. Okay? They did agree that Russia interfered. It's just that they are a mighty superpower. And they investigated and agreed that there was an interference. So, but at the end, so what was the former president, Trump? Why do you think he went on and on saying that, or why do you think he works well with Russia and the relationship he has with Putin? I mean, I don't want to come here and start saying other things or whatever. But
before you come, madam, please, madam, hold on. The question is enough. Let me quickly ask, madam, do you have trust for INEC in this 2023 presidential election?
Of course not.
Oh, good.
Definitely not.
So I'm surprised. It's only Pansat is always saying they have 100% trust with them. I don't know why.
Mr. Najawaj.
Apart from that, before you can give anything 100%,
Hold on.
you have to put it through a test run. Have we test run this the so-called whatever they are doing electronically? Has it been tested? This is going to be the first time. It's after you've done it severally and there's no hitches.
But it was doing in those states, Najawaj.
Look, even in in systems, okay. When you're putting in systems, in the bank or whatever, you have to run through, so many, you have to test the system, make sure it works. And so, who are you now depending on to tell you 100% that it's tested and trusted? Please, no, don't do that. That would be shooting ourselves in the foot.
Okay.
There's nothing like trust here.
Thank you so much.
Superpower. If their system can be, infiltrated and messed around with.
Okay. Hold on, madam, please. Do you want to ask her a question, or I should let her go?
I have something to
I want to talk to her.
I want to make a contribution. Alex, hold on. I want to make a contribution. Let her go if she's done.
Okay, she's done. Okay, Mr. Pansat, you want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk to her. Is she still on the phone?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, yeah, ma'am, I heard what you're saying, and those allegations that were made by Democrats when Trump won, they said that Russia interfered with elections and things like that. Okay, in the United States, elections are county-based. It's not county by county. It's not run by the United States. They don't have like an INEC that runs the election for the whole country. So what they were alleging in that case totally different. Maybe propaganda, blah blah blah. Okay, but they went through methodically and looked at county by county, and there was nothing that was true about those allegations. And of course, Trump is making the opposite thing about the machines being rigged. Okay, but we can debate all that. But Nigeria is not that sophisticated. The way Nigeria rigs elections.
You, Mr. Pansa, do you agree that an attempt was made?
No, I do not agree,
By
because
Russia?
no, it's impossible. It's county by county. They have to go and corrupt every single county. Do you know how many counties are in the United States? There's so many counties here. So the election is controlled by that county.
From what's going to happen in Nigeria, is it not local government by local government, state by state? Isn't that how they collect the numbers? So I mean, I don't understand.
I'm saying in Nigeria there is one central INEC, okay, that runs the entire election. So if you corrupt, pardon?
The numbers into the central system, right?
Right. But remember, this is the very first time you're going to have what they call the BVAS, okay? So when you vote in a precinct now, let's say you vote, you cast your vote, before the end of that exercise, everybody in that particular precinct will know what the results are before it's then transmitted to the central. Hold on, if you have to be able to listen.
The system has not been tested yet.
It has, like Alex was telling you, it was tested in the one Yoruba place there, Oshun, I believe, right?
It was tested in Anambra State and Osun State.
Yeah, on both. The person who's supposed to win won those things.
But okay, Mr. Pansat, hold on.
Sure.
So that you can continue. Let me
I just want to tell us something for 10 seconds, please.
Please go ahead then.
Please, madam, with what is happening in Nigeria right now, the tension we have in Nigeria is not in America. Nigerians are ready to die with these people in this election. It's a continuation of the NSAS protests. It's not a usual election. We are following them bomber to bomber. So everybody is at alert. The youths are angry. The country is not working. I'm sure this is part of the reasons most of you are in diaspora. And so it's not a normal election. It's not a normal country.
That is our stand.
This is one of the reasons why I'm not home, okay? I've lived here for up to 30 years. I've raised my children. I'm tired. I want to come home. I have a business at home. So I don't come on live to just talk. I actually have my money invested in that country.
Of course, I know that.
I just finished selling a couple of weeks ago in my farm, but I could not restock. I'm scared to restock, but I do not know what's going to happen. So I have to keep my money aside and wait and watch. So we're all, look, every Nigerian in the diaspora, I don't care whether they say they love Nigeria or not, we are suffering. Do you know how much personally we have to send to family members and friends back home in the last 3 months? We couldn't even do it once. We started giving money since October because we knew there are a lot of people on the list, because we know there's hunger in the land. So don't let, and just because we're here, don't let anybody fool you. 15 to 20% of our monies, our salaries, they go back home to help family and friends. You pay rent for somebody this year. Next year they'll call you back, come pay rent again, because nothing is working.
Fact. Thank you very much, madam. Thanks for calling in. So let's people talk on this. Thank you. All right, Mr. Pansat, please, I'm sorry, my people. Let Mr. Pansat just round up. Mr. Pansat, please round up with everything. Please don't interject him. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. So let me just say, by the way, the discussion we had right now is very healthy. The caller, I want to thank you for your concern for our country. Pack your bags. Get ready to come home, just like a lot of us. We're going back to go take care of our business back home, take care of the country. Nobody. Have you seen anybody who's 10 foot tall that is trying to retard our growth in that country? No, they're not 10 foot tall. People, let's take, for example, Buhari, right? He's one of the most popular people to come from the north. He ran 3 or 4 times and he lost. He even lost to Jonathan in 2011. Lost. So he would just pencil the PDP, they pencil things in. Right now, after that Electoral Act of 2022, things have been happening. quite differently. Pay attention. Somebody like the Senate president, that Senate president is one of the most horrible human beings we've ever had in Nigeria. Say Robert Stamp to Buhari, right? So what he tried to do was to run for office under APC. Buhari was going to give him that nomination, right? But the northern governors rejected him, and he was going to go back as Senate president. That was his calculation. But he didn't know that the Electoral Act that he passed, which he didn't read, prohibited him from doing that. So he did everything to get back, right? So Tinubu is not a forgiving person. He didn't forgive him for challenging him there. So he's got an enmity there. Tinubu has enmity with the Senate president. Tinubu said that he's the one who made Buhari president. Tinubu has enmity with the president of Nigeria right now, right? Tinubu denied Osibanjo of becoming coming up, ascending to the presidency. He's got a meeting with the vice president right now, right? Tinubu has a lot of problems. Tinubu went to London. He couldn't get visa to come to America. After his broadcaster is going to America, they rejected him. He went back home. Sorry and sad. So who is going to take this thing away from Nigerians? Do you know what the youth, Edo people, Igbo people, Yoruba people, even some Northerners, they don't want to go back to this APC evil that's ruined our country. $1 is 800 naira, right? There's hunger in the land. The president doesn't talk to us. Who brought him? Tinubu. He takes responsibility that he brought Buhari to fore and the APC. An evil guy. He's sick, his hands shaking, his legs shaking, and his mouth is talking nonsense. So is it going to be Atiku? It's not Atiku's turn, and he knows that. Have you ever seen somebody, like you see somebody, he went to steal something in the market and he's caught and he's just sitting there. There's something holding him down. Nobody's holding him to run really fast. He'll be there until they put tire on him and burn him to death, right? Atiku knows that he's like a crook. He's like somebody trying to steal a southern turn. When it comes to the United States here, when you look at him, he can't talk. He has to have Dino Melaye talking for him and others like that. So who's stopping us? Nobody. That's who. We have an electoral act. We have intelligent people in that Labour Party. It's not just P2B. Everybody keep Baba Ahmed. That is not your stupid guy. Pat Utomi is not your stupid guy. There are so many others. Obasanjo is not crazy to go endorsing P2B or Clark or Afeni Fere. Afeni Fere. Long time ago. Pandef.
Or the Ijo Nation.
Ijo Nation. Or Niger Watch here. And so many others who have put in work for over a year now. Some too. Trying to make the country better. The youth have made the decision for us. This is who we want. And he's out there, accessible, talking to people, compassionate. And then somebody's going to say, oh, they're going to rig it. What are you telling me that for? Let them rig it. Because that's not where our thing stops. If you rig that election, we're going to take that country back by force. As soon as you go into that realm of troublemaking or crookedness, it doesn't mean that if you then rig it and we say, oh, okay, you're the president. No. If you rig it, we're going to take the country back anyway. So you're wasting your time. So
can I
get your PVC.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. Sure.
Okay. Because you said if they rig it, you are going to take the country back. How are you going to take the country back, please?
How do other countries take their country back? You haven't. It's not a foreign phenomenon or something that's never been seen before. You've never seen people run away from after they try to take a country from the people, the sovereign. People are sovereign. Do you think that Deborah is killed? Do you know how many people are upset by that? Nothing happens. You go out there, you shoot up the Shias in Kaduna, southern Kaduna, in December 2015, kill over 1,000 people of our fellow citizens. Nothing happens. You go, you bomb trains. Nothing happens. You go in the Jos Plateau, you kill people. You go, you take 300 of our girls who went to take exams. Nothing happens. Well, it's come down to where we're just holding our nose until February 25th. Try it. Try to rig that election. So the onus is on your head to say that we cannot do anything. Are we different? We're not different from Libyans who, do you know how powerful Gaddafi was? Gaddafi, we had as powerful as Gaddafi, but he was caught on the street, flogged.
Don't cut him. Hold on, Mr. Peter.
Saddam Hussein was hanged. Do you know how powerful Saddam Hussein was? He used to lob missiles at Israel. He used to kidnap United Nations staff. He used to abuse the United States, kidnap Americans. But that's a crescendo, which is where we are now. But unfortunately, in my book, but fortunately, others will see it. Nigerians are a little savvy and more gentle than that. They didn't want to do by revolution. But every human being who loves Nigeria, know that it's time to bring it back from the precipice. We can't continue like this. Thank you.
Can I say something here, sir?
Thank you. The reason why they wanted the last part of your speech, you were, I believe you were speaking very important. You were passing very important message right there. So that's why I didn't allow anybody to interject you. Thank you so much. That's a strong message to this government in case they are planning to ring this election. Somebody wanted to ask a question or interject. Please go ahead.
Yes, when Peter is done, I'll say something too. Thank you.
Alex, hold on. I was somebody else. What's your name, please? I don't know.
Fine.
Mr. Peter Kudai wanted to say something as well, but Mr. Max, go ahead.
Oh, okay. You see, like my sister, the lady called from the caller, the lady caller. You see, we should not be 100% optimistic about the transparency of the election and the umpire, which is INEC. This is what you people should watch. Because me, I will not vote. I don't have the power to vote.
But the only person that is optimistic here about the INEC is Pansat, so it's not the lady.
Good. You see, look, Mr. Naija Watch, look, I have witnessed elections in Nigeria and I have observed elections in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. I almost got killed in 2 occasions trying to do the right thing.
Meanwhile, sir, before you move on, I want this video be playing, but I will mute it so that
please.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, please.
Yeah.
Let me tell people this was in Benin. Remember what the mainstream media covered for us was a lot of people was on crowd were on ground for Tinubu that day, right? They covered it in a way because this is why I'm saying that most of these mainstream media you can't really trust them. But my team covered this. They covered this. Look how counted it was on that ground that day where Tinubu was talking. I want us to quickly take on this because, and apart from that, everybody that Oshomole brought to those states, just watch this yourself. See what happened when Tinubu was making his speech. Look the environment.
I consult you. When I started paying WAEC fee for those poor parents, the young boy, the mama way the roast up, the mama way the sell granite, they begin to become doctors.
That is Tinubu talking.
Nurses.
Look at the people that were washing them.
Engineers.
My question is, why is it that mainstream media are deceiving Nigerians? Why can't you show everywhere like this? Why can't you just show it like this, that nobody was there? Deceiving people. Look, was one of my team that covered this up, just posted it now inside Naija Watch group. That's why I brought it in. Just posted like a minute ago. Look, let's listen.
You want security? Elect me.
You want security? Elect me.
You want skill to become rich. Elect me.
Like I ban on stage.
And though I'm saying so now,
making his promises. As usual, just the way he make his promises for Buhari. And Buhari failed woefully. Making another promises.
Thank you very much.
You see? You can see. I can even count how many people that were there. But the mainstream media, especially TVC, you see how they covered it that day. Everybody thought, oh, look, now you are seeing it yourself. You are seeing it. I beg. You know,
Naija was say, you see, you don't expect anything less than this because Edo is considered Obidati colony. So you don't expect. You see, who owns and runs TVC?
I know.
You see, when Mazen Namda 2016, 2017, Mazen Namda Kanu said that the problem of Nigerians is the media.
It is. And he's right.
This man continued to say the media, because they are lying. So they are lying to Nigerians. Just look at this. What I watched in TVC was bigger than this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I watch it. What I watch in TVC was bigger. What I watch in channel was bigger than this. What
and
I
they will
watch
report
in
it as a massive crowd.
They turn it to Cartoon Network. They use camera to do a lot of things.
Yes,
what I saw over this.
What I saw in AIT was also different from what you just said. If you do not have an eyewitness on the ground, what will you do?
Yeah, fine. I'm gonna just say something real quick, then I'm gonna exit because there's a lot of people here who haven't even spoken yet. To Niger and Paul Oji. But I want to tell you, please, I gave you the reason why you should not play into the hands of people talking about INEC is gonna do this. INEC, yeah, we should be vigilant, but going and getting that PVC is very, very important. And you cannot tell somebody go and get your PVC, even though when you vote, it's not gonna count. It's just that's
no, that's not right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please, from today, because we're now in the gear to get this thing closed, let's give INEC benefit of the doubt and let the Obidati, let them make sure that they have their eyes
I get what
open.
you mean now. Okay. Yes, I support that.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'll be listening. I'll listen to the rest. Okay.
All right. Please, everybody hold on. Let others speak first so that we can do another round. We have others here that have not said anything at all. To Niger, please talk to us. We have Paul Oji here, and we have Winnie Brown. So, but I'll move on to Niger now. To Niger, good morning to you, sir. Talk to us. To Niger, you know the talk. Oh.
Hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Talk to us.
Yeah, thanks. Greetings. Thanks for having me, and greetings to everyone on the panel and in the chat. I think because there were quite a lot of different topics that were covered under, when Pansa was speaking, and I think it started from this idea of I think he was talking about NSAS and all the tragedies that's happened in the country. I think that the NSAS protest is something that we should remember as something positive that's happened from the point of view of the people being able to force and show their power in the country. Because if we choose to remember it the wrong way and think, oh, those deaths were wasted, I think we are sending the wrong signal because it's not even true. It shows that what those people did forced the government to do certain things that they would not have done otherwise. And the actions of those people were heroic and they died for a purpose. And if I look at it, because I like to look at some of the tragedies in our countries and things that have happened to us. The people that die from just malaria alone is around, every month, it's around 15,000 in Nigeria every month. And you go to people that perish from just what they call it, childbirth. It's in the thousands every month. You look at them, if you just check the list, it's just unbelievable. The sacrifices we make every day, but it's not conscious. Car accidents, name it. We are perishing every single day, and compare that to the number of people that have made that significant change in the way the politicians respond to civilians and exerting their influence, at least showing others that there is a way to do these things. And where I feel like we as a community and as a people miss the point is that we prefer to suffer and die for almost nothing because it's not purposeful. We fear that if we do it purposefully, it's going to be a worse death or somehow. If anything, it's the opposite. You're actually setting an example and building a better future for your children deliberately. We don't, when somebody comes to break into your house, you don't say, you know what, because I want to save myself, let me leave my family and go away. No, you put yourself forward and make sure that your family is protected so that they can survive. That is what people do. And I don't think that NSAS process or any of the people that are fighting for the betterment of Nigeria, the ones that felt even regrettably catchy, all those are important things. It's purposeful, deliberately putting yourself in the line of this fire to create a better future for your children and the generations coming after that. These things are something that we need to internalize, because this is where I feel most of our society tends to fall apart. Because whenever we just hear violence, it's almost like we are children. We just feel like, oh my God, violence is a bad thing. Not necessarily the fact that we are using ourselves. Americans every day, like Pastor like to mention, every year they decide that having a gun is more valuable than 40,000 lives every year that they lose. That is a conscious choice to allow 40,000 people to die every single year, because some people believe it's worth that trouble. If not, they will get rid of it, because Europeans are not dying like that. They choose to have that system in place. So the point I'm making there is that nations are capable of making decisions for the betterment of their people. Our own societies don't realize that when it's time to make certain sacrifices, we shouldn't necessarily fear it. We shouldn't fear that those protesters did what they had to do to remove the SARS police menace in society. Just like if you want to get rid of bad leadership, you shouldn't fear. You shouldn't fear to question them, even if you lose your life, so be it. If the next person questions, because you're still going to die anyway. Sorry, I hate using that term. You're still going to perish one way or the other. It's whether you perish for the right purpose or not. Fearing it is not going to make it go away. Like the numbers I just showed, that so many of us are perishing fruitlessly. For what purpose are these people dying from car accident dying? For what purpose are these people dying from malaria dying? When we could make a decision to stop it. But though that decision might cost some lives, but it's going to stem it for a long. Imagine if we reduce the people that are, the casualties from malaria by 60%. That's more than 100,000 a year you're going to save in just 1 year. Then the next year, another 100, another 100, another 100. But if it took a sacrifice of about 1,000 people to do, is it not worth it to save over and over again hundreds of thousands going to millions in the next at least 2 decades? Our problem is that we don't make that calculation. We feel like our own lives right now is a permanent life. Even if we lose it, it's very transient. We don't use it to build a better future for our children.
All right.
And I really think that we need to start understanding that dynamics. Because if you understand that dynamics, your leaders will understand that too. They will know that you are willing to put them toe to toe. Okay. If they are trying to make your future any worse, so your children don't do better in the future. So that is what I'm going to leave on that topic, except somebody wants to ask something.
Mr. Evans, can I come in for a minute?
Okay.
For the first time to Nigeria, you are bringing in the Arabic mentality of development or sacrificial way of pushing leaders to do the right thing. Yeah, I'm totally in support with you for the very first time. This is what Fela sang about. So Alex, I think this is where we're going to pick up from. Yes?
Alex.
Tell me.
Alex, you that we are just against me just now supporting the next person?
Allow me finish. Allow me finish. Your own was a different thing. It's a different thing.
The same thing.
Listen now. Allow me. Can you allow me finish first? I've not landed. You don't know where I'm landing.
Okay, the 1 minute is almost completed.
Okay. Let me land by saying our citizenship, our citizens, the mentality is not ripe enough. So we have to keep pushing it. Like that guy was trying to tell us, you must go and take government from the people, you are the government, do the right thing. You know, for me, I think it starts by debate like this. If we start educating people and people start understanding it, that you will still die anyways, it takes some time for these things to sink. That's it.
Okay. Thank you to Nigeria. Let me move on to the next person. Everybody's gonna have
a finished. I'm not saying anything. Pastor spent 40 minutes talking.
No. Okay. All right. To Nigeria. You see,
Nigeria don't come again.
I didn't even.
I have to call it out that you guys spent 40 minutes talking for crying out loud.
I didn't say what I came here to talk about. So
okay.
All right. 40 minutes responding to people.
Because I wanted to respond to some of the things he said, and they are quite important.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't interject, so I thought that you just jot it down and respond to what he said regarding Wiki.
Yeah. No more interjection. Go ahead.
Yeah. Regarding Wiki, the thing about Wiki is that we have to take yes for an answer. If somebody does the right thing, there's no use saying, "Oh, yeah, he's meant to do it anyway." Here in the UK, if you barge into somebody, they'll say thank you. It's not because they are developed, they don't accept when things are being done correctly. Secondly, Wiki is operating in a hostile environment. It's not the same as the West, where the systems have been in place, where everything works properly. If somebody in a hostile environment is doing something to against the grain, where everybody else is failing, you have to recognize that, to encourage it, so that and more people copy that. That's the culture of excellence. You want to start promoting the culture of people doing the right thing and helping in the right development. If we tie everything as the same, like the ones that are committing all kinds of heinous corruption and not developing the country, then you are just missing the point. You are not encouraging anybody. That's anarchy. You have to encourage in the right thing to carry on doing it. Obviously, maybe the stuff he's doing is not the best, but have you considered that if you brought an American politician and bring him into Nigeria, and you train him in Nigeria, he goes into the political process like in Nigeria, and it's not going to do any different. He may still do the same thing because it's a hostile environment for people to actually deliver on projects. And look at what Wiki also said. That's another thing that people need to understand. It's not only about what he is doing, it's the message he is sending. And I don't understand why we keep missing that point. What we can do, look at the headlines. Look at one of the headlines he put there. It says he's threatening one commissioner. If you don't start the project that I gave to you within 24 hours, you're going to get fired. He says, stop using political contractors for projects. That's what he was telling NDDC. These type of actions is what you should be encouraging. This is what Peter Obi is for too. Peter Obi is against all these corrupt practices. And Wike is shouting every time Wike goes on stage. He always says this thing. And people miss that, and it's only about the dance. I guess it's him now. It's about the dance and all the rest. People miss the fact that he's trying to also encourage accountability. Look at how many people he has ratted out in the last couple of months alone. So that is important that we keep in mind that he's actually doing the right thing. You should encourage him. Yes, he's not the best compared to world standard, but he is doing the right thing and he's moving us in the right direction that we are supposed to be going, which is stop appointing political contractors, holding political appointees at their actions. This is what we are all be crying for. And somebody is doing it, and some people are saying, "No, it's mediocrity." No, it's important.
Hold on, to Niger. It's me who said it. Like I know, I'm just take 30 seconds to say to you. We cannot fault. There's a guy. There's a quote by Gerard Chatavian. He says, "One can fall into the soft bigotry of low expectations." Right. What I'm talking about is that Wike is not on the ballot right now, and he's doing things for self-interest, and we're gaining from it. In essence, he was betrayed. Remember what his main motive was. What he was trying to do was to run for office and win that Democratic thing and take it away from Peter Obi. Peter Obi left and went to Labour Party, but he was betrayed by Tambua, Okay, make no mistake about it. So all these things that he is building in River State is not to help anybody but himself.
Pansat,
Yeah,
Pansat, please.
Let me land. Please let me land. So he is displaying all these developments that he built in the state, but he had it set up to where he's been in office for 8 years now as governor, but he had it all back, put him in the back. So when he's running, he's going to be commissioning these things every day, right? Which is fine. But remember, he's doing it to run for office.
I disagree with you, sir.
Well, you can disagree, but don't interrupt me, though, please. I'm trying to make my point and land. It's his time. It's not my time. I borrowed a minute to say to him that we should.
You're on 3 minutes now.
Soft bigotry of low expectations. Somebody building a road. I use one example. He made a road of maybe 3 or 4 kilometers in a rural area, and he called everybody, and he's over there playing music, talking. Fine, it works for us that he's fighting Atiku, but remember, he is one of the most dangerous politicians. I don't support somebody just because I'm going to benefit.
And Ajawas, can I come in now, please?
Please, let me just
can I come in, Ajawas?
Let me land.
Please.
Alex.
But you just interrupted somebody else. It's a debate.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn yet, please.
Just 30 seconds, please. People are listening to us.
You've been landing for the past 10 minutes.
I know, but he has been interrupting. Alex has been interrupting.
But you are passing the wrong information, Mr. Pansa.
Excuse me? What did you say?
What did you say? You are passing the wrong information right now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You are. Can I put it to you?
Hold on.
Okay.
Alex, let other people finish speaking.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Everybody hold on. Apart from the wrong information or no wrong information, Mr. Pansat, if you want to interject, let it be within a minute, not just continue talking.
Exactly.
I've not said anything.
Okay.
You know, please.
Let me
round up in 30 seconds and go back to 2 Nigeria to round up. We have other people waiting.
Okay, I am saying that you cannot spin causality on his head. What's causing him to do what he's doing? Right up till now, he has not endorsed Peter Obi. Up till now, he's been playing this game that he's been playing for his entire political career. Okay. So don't. I'm not going to be swayed by something because I'm gaining from it.
Okay,
I stand for true or false.
When it gets to your second round, you can express more. Tinaja, please round up.
I think the idea of him doing this for just for his own interest, you are assuming that he's the one that is going to be driving on those roads, and you're also assuming that he's the one going to all those hospitals, and you're assuming that all the stuff he has to say about accountability and all those things that he's going to gain from it directly by himself. He's already stolen it. He's stolen money. Why is he asking for who is going to gain from it? You have to learn to take yes for an answer. Talk about expectations in terms of settling for mediocrity. I'm one of those people that would never settle for mediocrity, mediocre results. But you also have to use your tongue to count the number of teeth in your mouth. You are in a country where other governors have not achieved that much. He is doing the best.
Exactly.
So let's leave it at that.
He's the best in the whole Nigeria. He's the best. When it comes to governance, he's the best. We should say it how it is.
So, in terms, for me anyway, I look at it that you have to take that one as it is. In terms of the election, I actually think that the election process is harder to rig in terms of once people are going out to vote. The only way you can rig it now successfully is to either deter people from going to vote or brainwash them by, in other words, having a lot of money to influence the media and basically deprive the opponents of airways or ability of their message to get in through. Even the American so-called system that they say the Russians influence, they didn't influence it from the point of view of hacking these machines. Otherwise, it's easy to tell. People forget that the machines, they have footprints, they have data. They will just check the data and one recite, because you know how they check for quality in the seaports and whatever you are checking for quality. You just take samples of the result of the data of the results or whatever product you have. Then you go and check it based on what is inside there. Like in the case of an election, if people have voted and you go take 10,000 people from the electoral register and go and investigate what those people actually voted, you are going to be able to tell whether this just happened. Because if Mr. A voted for Peter B, Mr. B voted for one other candidate, you take it and go and check and you find out that, oh my God, none of them voted for these candidates. You know it's been rigged. So it's not that easy to rig an election now. So that's I'll leave it at that. But my final message is my own personal one. Okay, that's fine.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Let us also hear from others that is right here. But before that, let's take a quick break with these 2 videos here. Thank you.
Next time you see me, yeah, you better stand straight, chest out. The next time you see me, yeah, you better stand straight, chest out, shoulder up, and head raised and salute. Because who's your mate? Who's your mate? With that PVC, you are talking to me anyhow. You talk to me softly. Because I just got my PVC. I don't know what happened, but as soon as I touched this, yeah, my accent just changed. There's no logic behind it, but I can't explain it. It was like, oof. That's it. That's it. And I started talking like this because I'm just better than you. I'm just better than you all of a sudden. So next time you see me, if you don't have PVC, you better respect me because I'm not your mate. No sense. We're just in a better class than you are. Suddenly. Who is talking without PVC? Please. I don't have humility anymore. Oh my God. I'm not showing you the picture, it's ugly, but still, I can vote. So we're not in the same level. Go and get your own before you talk to me. Who is talking to these peasants? Opening his teeth to give me suggestion about what? Nothing you say makes sense. Keep quiet.
Yes. Okay. We have another video of these confused people. One of them is Dele Momodu, who said that he was once a member of Labour Party. If you go to Labour Party, this is blah blah blah. You need to have your money. You need to have this. They don't have influence or whatever. If you want to win a presidential election, you have to win it through these 2 satanic parties, PDP and APC, or blah blah blah. But who I like us to listen to what Dele Momodu is now currently saying. Let's listen to him. Let's listen to before and now. Thank you.
There is a challenger, a very, very powerful challenger in the Labour Party.
Is it possible?
That would be a delusion of grandeur.
Oh, wow.
I was in Labour. I started my journey from Labour. The first thing...
This one is before. Let's listen to before and current.
We will face in Labour, you would have to fund the party. The party does not have money. Wow. And Nigerians don't make contributions. After I lost the first 10 million, I started shaking when I was in Labour. 10 million. They said they were setting up structures. But he has to now set up structures. They don't have structures.
Hi.
You cannot win a presidential election from a fringe local party.
You see why all these people, all of them need to be stoned.
Is this a recent video?
No, that one are past. Now the recent one, 1 year so.
Okay.
This one is current. Listen to current now.
There is a challenger, a very, very powerful party. There is a challenger, a very, very powerful challenger in the Labour Party. For the first time, we are going to have 2 mainstream political parties being challenged by a formidable third force.
Can you imagine? Now, this same man they talk just now. Okay, let's continue.
So every vote will be very important. Every stakeholder must be reached out to. Labour Party will do very well, especially in the South. I don't know about the North. I have not really followed their progress in the North yet, but I can see the movement is sweeping across.
You see why I said the other day that before I move on to the next person, I remember I mentioned it here on this platform that when people look down on you, when people call you names, you don't really need to call somebody else to help you out. It's same you that will prove those people wrong. Every one of them that have belittled my principal, Mr. Peter Obi, go and check them now. Look at what all of them is now saying.
They will all eat their words.
Exactly. Look at what they are now saying. Tinubu said he cannot mention, it's a disgrace for him to mention Obi's name. Just yesterday, day before yesterday, he was mentioning our principal's name. So listen, guys. Me, I'm learning from everything that is happening, apart from is the politics. What are you learning from it?
they say you cannot amount to become anything in life. What is your effort to prove these people's wrong? Or you want to stay in your room and be crying there? Just look at them. I beg, let's move on.
Elvis, you do know that your principal has not mentioned Tinubu's name either, so he
Mr.
doesn't have to
Tunai,
say. I never heard
we don't need to
Mr.
mention
Naija
his
Watch.
name. We can't. My principal don't need to mention his name. You know, but my principal didn't come on air to say that to mention Tinubu's name is a disgrace.
Exactly.
Because he had humility.
Exactly.
Yes, but Tinubu came out. It's a disgrace. But look at them. Look, Dino Melai, what is it called? Momodu. All of them are confused now.
Can I come in, Mr. Naija Watch?
No, not your turn. Who is talking?
It's Paul.
Okay, Paul. Yeah, it's your turn. Yes, go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. I just want to first of all say thank you very much, Mr. Naija Watch, for what you're doing. I've been following you for quite a while now.
Thank you,
and this is my first time coming online live with you, and I'm glad that I'm here. I've quietly listened to everyone all this while, and I'm glad to say that this is a good forum for what you're doing. Kudos.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity that I have to, say one or two things, and then get right back to the back seat and listen. First of all, every one of those people that have spoken against Labour Party, P2B, and saying that he had no structure, and all the things that they've said in the past, Oshomole, name them. Every one of them will come back and eat their words, especially after February 25th. Yes. They will all eat their words. They will come back and they will eat their words. The first video you played just before this one with Dele Momodu was about the lady that was so excited about the PVC she got. I mean, getting your PVC now has become a kind of a status symbol. It just describes the power that is in the hand of anyone to change the country for good. And anyone who doesn't have a PVC should not be proud to say that I'm a Nigerian, that I'm here for change, that I'm looking for change. I mean, if you have been able to complain for all this while that things are not working well, the country is going the wrong path, and then there is power in your hands to change it, and you still refuse to get your PVC, to get registered, and to vote. I mean, what are you doing? So, for the first time, I think that people are beginning to believe in the power that they hold with their PVC, and that's really good. And that's what we must continue to encourage. Talking about INEC and the processes, I think that a lot of people do not really know what this process is going to look like on the election day. And I think we should, refocus our attention on talking about how people are going to be educated, people are going to be sensitized, people are going to be, instructed on what is going to happen that day, the step-by-step processes that they should expect. And by the way, let me just say that if you have a PVC, you should be voting. If you don't, if you're unable to collect this PVC at this time, and you're unable to vote, I would still suggest that you get out there and be part of the people that will monitor, especially if you were, inclined to vote P2B and you don't have the PVC. Just still go out there, be part of those people who will monitor the election and be sure that the EC what's the name of that form that where the results will get into, that you get that you get to stay there, make sure that the results are what they what people voted for, and then it is uploaded. So first of all, I think that what we should be focusing on right now is educating people on what to expect on that day, what the process is going to be like, how they should stand, on that day, how they should vote, and what they should expect the beavers machine to do, and how the INEC official is supposed to take a picture of the results, count the votes, take the picture of the results, and then upload it right there and then, and your job is done. So we really need to refocus our attention on such mobilization, because that's the whole purpose of this platform, to encourage people to get victory for P2B on that very day. All right. So please, as much as we talk about other things, I still think that we need to refocus our attention on that. Remember that in the last NOI polls, they ranked the way people get information in the rural places, especially, and social media was way ahead of television in those places. And because social media was top ahead of television, you see that social media is very powerful. So people really need to understand how these processes will work through WhatsApp messages, through their relatives, and every other way that we can pass the message across. So please, let's focus our attention on that and make sure that we do not have reason to have a runoff after February 25th. It has to be a landslide victory for P2B. It has to be, so that we can begin to, expect the realization of a better Nigeria of our dreams. People, a new Nigeria is possible. I don't want to, die here in the United States. I want to go back home someday. I want to be able to go back without the fear of insecurity, without the fear of, being kidnapped and so forth. I want to be able to go back home and invest, just like he was talking about the brain gain. I'm a doctor, but I had to leave Nigeria because of what's happening. And a whole lot of us have left, even after I left 3 years ago. So many of us have left Nigeria, and are still living. But we need to bring back what we have learned here back home someday. And that will be possible when P2B wins. Thank you very much, Mr. Niger Watch, for the opportunity. I hope I will be able to come back again and then put in my 2 cents.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Oji.
Yeah, I agree with what he said about returning back the knowledge that has been taken out, and I hope that the environment is made, possible for return and contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paul. Thank you. I really do agree with you 100%. All right, Mr. Matthew, you're the next to talk to us right now before we do another roundup. Mr. Matthew, good morning to you. Oh, rather, we're already in afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Where are you joining us from?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Where are you joining us from, sir?
Okay, I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Good to have you. Is your first time here on this channel?
Yeah, though I've been following you guys on YouTube, but it's my first time live
on screen. Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Talk to us.
Okay, I want to talk about the PVC, and then talk about one major state in the West also that people are really shying away from. Now, in regards to the PVC collection in Lagos and other states, I have an idea because somebody said that in Arise TV, and that can't the INEC, since the INEC has the address details of everybody in the PVC card, can't they send it to this home's address? It's possible they can do that. They can, if really they want to really say that they want to be transparent, they want to be fair at this point in time in our electoral process, they can do this thing. Because why I'm saying this is Lagos, as we all know, is totally ratified. And this idea of them bringing this thing to world level, it has to go with the 21 LGA old world level. So if it is going through that way, you find that at the end of the day, this will still be controlled by the APC, whether you like it or not, in terms of this collection. And when it is when it's being controlled by them as it is, you find out that these things will not be properly given to the rightful people. Now, somebody called me yesterday who is a South person. He called me that when he went to one of his ward in one of the major local governments under Lagos West, and when they saw it, because they have a way of discrediting you in terms of you coming to collect your PVC. This has been happening, but people won't say it. They asked him, what state? Say Delta State. What are you here to do? When they look at this, your PVC is not ready. And it is. Do you understand? When the wife went to collect her own, also, the wife has to fight her way before they were able to give her the PVC. And you know what they were telling him? Initially, what they were telling the husband, that who are you voting for? And sincerely, the man mentioned Labour Party, and that was where the problem started. So when the wife went back to collect,
all this happened in Lagos.
Yes. So when the wife went back to collect, they were not asking, "What are you collecting?" After they were not saying, "Who are you voting for?" I hope it's our Baba, this and that. The wife say, why not? Jagaban all the way. So the wife didn't stress herself much to collect her PVC. So what am I trying to tell you here? Whether we like it or not, the media is just telling us what we want to hear. That is just the truth. The few people standing for the truth are Arise TV and some few other TV stations, and that's why they are being persecuted for carrying out the professional of a journalist. Now, the truth still remains that until the youth are ready to be patient in their ward centers where these PVCs have been sent to collect their PVC card, that is the only way they will to collect it, because these people know that the youth are characterized by impatience, which is normal. So they are using that to frustrate their effort of waiting. That's why you hear some people standing, waiting. I've been there from 6 a.m. in the morning till evening. I have a friend who is a nurse like I am, who went to his center at Ikorodu, and he waited he came there 6 a.m. He waited till evening to make sure he collect his PVC, and he left 7. You know, the thing is, some of these centers, you tell you they close by 3 p.m. They don't. They don't. So we need to really wake up. The obedience need to really wake up. That is one. Then secondly, I noticed that in the LGAs, in terms of Labour Party, there is no much sensitization. Now, I'm going to I'm a Labour Party anonymously. I'm a Labour Party, but physically I'm APC. Do you understand? The guys, we have a lot of people like that in the party who are like that. The same thing in PDP. Because everybody is tired of the old system. But who are you to talk out? Now, the thing is, what we see in the Labour Party, especially one of the local governments in Lagos West, they are made up, their chairmen are people who don't have anything. So they can easily be swayed around. So the youth have been the one assisting. And at this point, I was engaging with one of the local government chairman, LP, and he was telling me that nothing is coming from the state, so that he's trying his best. So I told him, I gave him the idea of going into the space, social media, and ask for assistance and everything. I don't know if he did that. So what am I trying to say is that we need to really assist ourselves. Those of us who are in diaspora, assist those who are in Nigeria. It's possible that the state, the local government of your state that you are trying to empower, the other people who might have been doing work in that state, in that local government, look for other local governments in Nigeria, in Nigeria, and then decide to sponsor that. It's very necessary because we have 50 days to go before this election. For example, look at Kwara State. I don't know if you've heard of Shola Kanfita, one guy that is seriously moving for Labour Party. Shola Kanfita. This guy single-handedly has been working use its resources. Until today, we've not had anything from the PCC trying to assist this guy. Not even the PCC. We've not had people, maybe other obedient this thing, going there to assist. Although he has been getting some support from people like us and people from the diaspora. So in essence, is we need to focus more on how these PVCs can be collected in our local government. INEC can do this by sending these things to the home addresses of these people. It's done in other smaller African countries, so it can be done.
Yes.
In Nigeria, what is stopping them from?
They know it can be done, but they don't want to do it. They know.
So, but that is what I'm trying to say, that one can put them on their toes. People who are highly connected under the Labour Party can put them on their toes if they want to be transparent, because this is the time to take back our country. This is the time, the only time to. Me, I'm a nurse by profession. I'm a nurse and nothing to show for. As I told you, I'm planning to Japa. I'm planning to Japa.
My lovely brother wants to jack back on moto. All of my jack back, I will take continue.
Everybody's head is outside Nigeria now. What are we going to do with this?
Matthew, you want to run leave us?
That is the thing, and that's why we are fighting, because the only way this japa will reduce drastically is when these people who have brains, who sees the future, who have empathy, according to nursing ethics, empathy on the citizens of the nation, enter into office. Not these men who are closer to their grave. So we must understand that the truth is, Lagos, in terms of voting, LP is going to get Lagos very well in presidential. It's no go about it. Do you understand? And that is why they are trying every means to and bring the PVC collection to world level, where most of the youth who have registered will not see their voters card. This is the truth. There was a time the Lagos State Chairman for LP moved a protest to Ikeja, where the INEC office is, and told them to remove all their centers from the local government. How can you put your centers in the local government, for crying out loud? And you expect it not to be influenced by the ruling party there. So all this must come out to play. If INEC chairman want to be free and fair in terms of running this election, they have to put in things that we move the process fastly in terms of people getting their PVC. So that is what I have.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Brother Matthew, for coming to let us know how it's going on right there in Lagos. I said it the other time that if they ask you right now in Lagos that who are you voting for, they have a method of asking people now who are you voting for by saying that they approach you by first they say, oh, now Peter Obi will win this election, no Peter Obi, but immediately you say yes, so now him all the way, then they'll start beating you up and stuff like that. One or two persons have testified to that. So with what our brother Matthew just said, going to collect your PVC just because you mentioned you're there to collect your PVC, and for Peter Obi, they make life difficult for you. But when you say you are collecting your PVC and you are going to vote for Asiwaju, then your PVC will be given to you. Hey, God. Wow. All right.
Then we need to re-strategize. Yeah.
That is what
how do we re-strategize?
By making sure that we set up a body. PCC might not be involved. We have series of stakeholders, either from the big tents or other stakeholders outside big tents who we know they are very influential. We can have them and then visit the INEC secretly and have a deal with him, because this thing has to be dealt with as quickly as possible. Have a deal with him in a way of disseminating these PVCs to people through their house addresses. Is there, or if possible to their polling unit. As far as their polling unit, if they cannot send it to the home addresses, the polling unit is even easier, because this polling unit still falls in the streets where these people are located. Do you understand? Because if this is not done this way and it has gone to the ward, the old ward, as said in Lagos, at the end of the day, 50 to 60% of those PVC that are not collected will be hijacked by the SCDAs and LGA chairmen. I mean, SCDA and LGA party leaders. And they will keep it. Whether you like it or not, these people have gotten away around the beavers. They've gotten away because this beavers is created by IT people too. It's human being that create it. These people can go as far as, you will not be surprised that they even go as far as getting the author, the inventor of that thing. I'm telling you, that's to tell you how serious this election is going to be. So if we want to beat that, the best way is for people to get their PVC. I know what I am talking about.
Matthew, just a minute, Mr. Niger Watch. Sorry.
Yeah.
Matthew, what you suggested about going to INEC to request for possible permission to begin to distribute these voters' cards to people in their residences is actually a good idea. You know, if in a way, if the Labour Party or the CUPP, for example, that is a collaboration of more political parties than one, can come together and maybe nominate individuals that can work with INEC to take this voters card to the individuals in their homes and get them to sign receipt of this voters card. Like if you have received your voters card, you sign here that you have received it, and then they can go back and account for the fact that this voters card has been given out or distributed, or people have actually received it. There are electronic means of signing these things.
Yes, so in fact, in the government, some of the government organizations, they have this thumbprinting, signing in, signing out as a government work. They can create one so as to prevent forging of signatures. Do you understand?
Exactly.
They can create one. But do you know the thing is, this APC, if only we knew how they have gone far. It started from the registration. Each word produces its own this thing. The idea you are giving now is what I want to reiterate back to tell you how APC have been doing that. In time of registration, they created a lot of people representing them to assist the INEC. Now, during the course of assisting, there will be this kind of familiarity, this kind of relationship that might have transpired between them. So now, after they've done that, because during that time of registration, a lot of Southerners in Lagos were denied registration. If they just know that you are Igbo, you are this, they will not want you to, because they know that, of course, you will not want to vote for this thing, which was seriously handled. Now, it's that same thing they are doing now. The truth is, they set up people, just like as you said, they set up numbers of people, especially youth, to work hand in hand with the INEC in the state to ensure these PVCs are distributed. Now, the question you ask yourself, distributed to who? Since these people are raised up from the local government. So this is what
so this is the basis of their confidence that they will win whatever you do.
Exactly, my brother. So this is what Labour Party is supposed to have done, which we have been saying since. A lot of people have been bringing it. I don't come on here because I'm very careful, as I told you. I'm with it. Okay, let me don't go there. So I'm very careful because I don't come here because of my personality. But this I'm telling you is the real truth from an insider. The truth is, Labour Party are giving rooms for these people to really do their stuffs. It's not by we coming out online and saying they don't win, on by their endorsement. The thing is, if Labour Party did not win this election, a lot of us are the cause of it. Because just like as my brother said yesterday in the program about the election campaign in Benin, a lot of us come online and talk and give suggestions. The question is, what have you done in your own little place? Now, the Labour Party needs to come up with people to work hand in hand with INEC chairman. What will it cost them? From the polling unit, I heard there was an app that has been created. They can use that app to fund people to work the way APC has created a lot of people to work with INEC in terms of distributing the PVC. To work with INEC also in distributing the PVC to people. By that, they can even have a way of having a statistics, number of people who are already voting for them even before the election. But all these ideas is like is being thrown down to the drain.
But do
Election
we?
as a
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Um, uh, Niger Watch, do we have a connection with the PCC or PSON, POSN, or any of those, strong um,
Yes,
organizations that we can
yes,
work
we can
with?
reach
Yeah,
out to them.
yeah,
Yeah,
reach out to them and then put this forward to them and see how it can be networked and organized.
yes, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Because
We
time is of
is
the
very,
essence.
very
We have like
important.
49 days or 50.
Yes, it's very, very, very important. We do that. It's very important. These are the reasons why some of these people look at us as if we are joking. They've been
Mhm.
on this game for decades, so they know how they can handle that. The good thing is, this beavers is just the first time we are using nationally, so they've not still perfect how to malpractice around it. Do you understand? So, but I believe that they might have gotten one or two ways on how to go over it, but it's not like because it's their first time, they might not have really get used to it on how to go, handle it and to their home game. So because of that, we also need to wake up. Wake up. Let's try and look out for those who are in these two conventional parties who are working underground with LP. There are people there, I repeat. In fact, the PDP, they've even they've gathered the momentum. They are now confident that their representative in Lagos has come up in Arise TV. Haven't you heard? PDP for Peter Obi is a group, a movement that is being sponsored by Cream de la Cream in that same party. The same thing goes for the other, but the difference between PDP with the other party, the conventional party, is they are afraid to come out because one, the game, highly placed positions they are into, and it's all about
Intimidation.
intimidation and other kind of negative effect that it might come upon them. But we can locate these people and use them just the way they also have insider among the Labour Party. You understand, like what is happening in Ogun State? It's orchestrated, So
Okay.
so that is just my
Thank
advice.
you.
Please, we need to
Thank you.
work on that.
Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
important.
Thank you. This is a very, very important information, a vital one for that. I will be passing this on to one of the people that we are communicating with the PCC. So I'll do that straight away, and to see what will happen. Earlier information is very, very important, vital. Thank you so
Yes.
much. All right. Everyone that is here now have spoken. So we need to do a roundup now, a closure remark. I wish I'm going to start with Alex. Alex, please, 2 minutes, a closure remark.
Najawad, let me come later. Let me come later.
Okay, I'll come back to you then. All right, let me go to, I'm going to start with Shooks Ibubweze. Shooks Ibubweze, sir, your 2 minutes. Okay, it's not available right now. Let's move on now to,
Yeah, sorry, I'm available. Sorry.
okay, 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. Talking about the PVC collection, I think the youth need to be more active, by having their cameras on. Because, we keep coming here saying it, like every other person has said here. I hear so many stories because I do, communicate with people at home. I keep asking them, get this thing on phone. I know it's going to be hard for only one person to do, but if you keep organizing yourself, because if we know the fight we're in, we need to be more organized than these people. It's looking as if they are more organized than us. If we organize ourselves, we go there with cameras, we do this because INEC cannot be coming to television ranting every day, why all these things are happening. And, if we keep saying it and no evidence to show, there's nothing any one of us can do because when we get them on camera, INEC cannot deny that this
Okay, we lost you there. We can't hear you anymore, Mr. Shooks. We are gonna come back to you. We can't hear you anymore. So, all right. Let me go on to Mr. Peter Okundaye. Did we just lost him, or Mr. Peter Okundaye has left? Okay, Mr. Peter Okundaye, supposed to be your turn. Meanwhile, I'll move on now to Mr. Pansat. Mr. Pansat, please use your 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Let me say that I like the way everything is going. The youth, nobody should worry about them. They're digital. They made up their mind a long time ago. These people came out with a flag when it went to that bridge over there in Lagos. I forgot what it's called now. To go protest. They're singing our national anthem with our flags, and they were shot at. I saw how the youth organized the way other youths in other countries have been organized, and they were disrespected, assaulted, killed, and they did their shenanigans in Lagos. There wasn't even a good hearing to find out the facts and punish those who did that. But anyway, I'm not worried about our youth. They're better than any other youth in any country. If you go online on Twitter, on YouTube, they look at the games, because everything about Tinubu is games. Lies. Every single thing is a lie. Even his name is a lie. Because he has no respect for Nigerians. So every time he comes and talks, it's like he talking condescendingly to people. Because you have money, so what? It's not money that moves everybody. We have good people in Nigeria. What we don't have are good leadership. You take a look at our section of the country. If you look at our leaders, you would think that all Igbos are just totally useless, basically. Our leaders are horrible, every single one of them, pretty much. There's a couple of exceptions here and there. But the youth, though, in Nigeria, they're uniform all over, from the south, the east, the west, the north. The youth are ready for this new world. And we're going to take the country back. They don't look, they know what to do on that election day. They know. Don't tell them, take a video here, do this. They know what to do. And then our principal and the rest of the Labour Party, Baba Ahmed, and others there, they're no joke. Yeah. So we're not alone. They are gonna do what is. Let me just end up by saying this, Elvis. There's a guy. If you notice the body language of Buhari, which has been impressive so far, you look at somebody like Boss Mustafa, who is secretary to the general. He's from Adamawa, like Atiku. And even his predecessor as well, who is a Christian. Do you know how many enemies? Do you know that Tinubu, who is the only challenger, if you call it that, to P2B, he's got a Muslim problem. He's got a Muslim ticket. These northern Muslims, this is like a census for them. They have to come out and vote in their masses to show their neighbors that, hey, look, we have to be respected. We're forced to be reckoned with. If Obi had just that one problem, he'd be done. So Tinubu has got a Christian problem. Nobody's talking about it, but it's right there. He cannot come to America. He cannot get a visa to America. He tried. When Atiku came to America, he could see he was so important. He couldn't move around. He was in a building. When Obi came to America, he was all over the place. He went to East, West Coast, South, whatever. So we got this here. Don't be intimidated. We're gonna win it. And if they try to rig it, then we're gonna take it from them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, to Niger, please, your 2 minutes. To Niger is not available right now. Okay, let me move on now to Alex. Are you available now? Okay, I'll come back to you again. Paul Oji, please use your 2 minutes. Round up.
All right. I just want to say that we should be confident, every one of us, because first of all, we have a good product to sell in P2B, and the prospects are getting brighter and brighter every single day. The truth is that the odds are completely against the other contenders, who are beginning to become less contending as the days go by. With the APC, their track record in the last 7 years, 7.5 years, is there to show that they've lost completely out in this race. Number two, the Muslim ticket. Number three, the drug-related offenses for their candidate. In fact, I would say that actually God kind of made it possible for them to bring out such a man as Tinubu to be their flag bearer, because if they had brought out somebody like Oshibajo, it would be people will still begin to have a kind of difficulty making a choice between what can be in Labour Party and what the prospects that Oshibajo might have. So it is good for us that the kinds of Tinubu came in with his track record of state capture, uh, all uh, all the things that are related to him, his age, his mental capacity, his health, and all of the negative things that come into this come into play in these elections. And then Atiku is no contender whatsoever, because there's a lot of things against his candidacy. You cannot, after 8 years of a Fulani president, to and then you hand it over to another Fulani man for another 4 years or 8 years. That's not possible. We cannot take that. It's not possible. And that's like injustice. And then his inability to unite anybody, and then he's calling himself, the irony of calling himself a unifier when he cannot even unify his own party. The kind of person that he is, as testified by Obasanjo, Atiku is the most corrupt individual. And then his incapacity, in addressing real issues. In fact, let me say this clearly, that when I listen to Obi and the issue-based campaign that he's all about, I am clear on what Obi wants to achieve. But when you listen to these Miloko, Etiku, and you will not even be able to pinpoint exactly what they want to do. If, assuming you are not somebody who is able to sit down and read all the manifesto for the three parties, at least you'll be able to say that clearly, that Obi has this and this and this are the things that Obi wants to achieve. But for the other two, you cannot really say exactly what they want to do.
What they want to do, yeah.
You cannot pinpoint and say this is exactly what they're about, what their campaign is about. You can only say this is the caption. Okay, what is the caption of the campaign for Atiku? None. I can't. It cannot come to my head.
All right.
So, thank you very much for the opportunity. But I can tell us, let us be confident. The youths are out there and they are going to make Nigeria proud again. Thank you.
God bless you, Paul Oji. I really do appreciate you. I'm going to add to what you just said. How Obasanjo described Atiku to be, and I would like us to listen further to that. Please, everybody, stay mute. Stay mute. Noise is coming from someone. Thank you. Let's quickly watch. Listen to.
I don't say I don't make mistakes. I make many of them. But one thing that has happened to me is that God has never disappointed me, and that is very important. My mistake. For instance, one of the mistakes I made was picking a number 2 when I was going to become president.
Nayeram, one of the biggest mistake I made was picking number 2 when I was about to become a president. So Obasanjo, I've always said it is. You have discredited Atiku in different ways and gives example why he's doing what he's doing. So In case I don't hear that part properly, let me play it again.
Was speaking, and that is very important. My mistake. For instance, one of the mistakes I made was picking a number 2 when I was going to become president. But because it is a genuine mistake, God saved me out of it.
Can you imagine? Because it's a genuine mistake, God saved me out of it.
So, an honest mistake, yes.
Yes. So thank you very much, Paul Oji, for bringing that up. I wanted to back it up with this video for people to know that you're saying the fact. Okay, Matthew, please use your 2 minutes. Talk to us.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right, Alex, you use your 2 minutes then. Talk to us.
If you know how many assassination attempts Obasanjo escaped on that article, the ones we know are more than 3. The ones we don't know are more than 10 assassination attempts. That's the man you want to call a president. So first of all, I want to start by using like 30 seconds to thank the governor of Rivers State for showing us leadership in the midst of quagmire, for letting us know this is how life should be, if no matter the disappointment, for building flyovers that he will not take along with himself when he's leaving government, for building cardiovascular center for people, for children, for women, for building a cancer, a cancer treatment center, for building a medical school, a law school, for imparting on young people, for giving 100 students medical, scholarship to study every year, fully sponsored to study medicine anywhere around the country. This is what I call leadership. I don't care his motivation. I don't care his intentions. A selfish man will always be a selfish man at the smallest opportunities. So for me, I don't see anything wrong there. We should copy. Children are listening to us. If this is how to be a selfish man, I think everybody should be a selfish man in politics. To go to abandoned areas for 40 years, areas that have not seen roads, and to crown it all, to helping us dismantle PDP, to stand against the Fulani bloodsuckers in Abuja, to stand against the Fulani imposters who wants to impose another Fulani man on us, to let them know not all of us in the South are fools. I'm not saying Wike is perfect. He had his own problems. I didn't like his money politics in the primaries. But the point, no other governor is able to stand eyeball to eyeball, shoulder to shoulder against the likes of Atiku. Atiku is not a person. It's an ideology. He has the Emirates behind him. He has those in Pakistan, in Yemen, in other parts of the world around him, behind him. So Wike is fighting against a very heavy ideology of destruction, invasion, rape, killings, and conquest. But we in the South are too blinded by hate and selfish interest, selfish argument, not to embrace the reality. Please, I have a request to make, Niger Watch. If you can help me reach Rivers State people. If they can lend us Wike for 6 months in Edo State, let us give them our governor here, because we don't have a governor. Fulanis are ravaging our farmlands. No security anywhere. Our young people are jackbuying more in Edo State than any state in the country. Nothing is working. Our pensioners are dying. There's no gratuity. So Wike is setting the pace. Whether it's selfish or not, I don't care. So long he's doing the right thing, is doing a project for generations, with not just with quack contractors, lubricants, Julius Berger, Seth Chako, people you can go on their website and verify the monies used in doing those projects. That's not a corrupt man. Let me come back to the other nitty-gritty. Gentlemen and ladies, yes, this election cannot be rigged. Moses sent 7 spies, first of all, to go and spy the land of Canaan. The first set of spies came and said, we are dead before them. We will never be able to conquer them. But other people came and said, Joshua and Caleb said, no, we will take out these guys. They are not better than us. So guys, let's mind the way we accept information hook, line, and sinker, even if we should not leave any stone unturned. A lot of people are talking out of fear of the past, of the former way of doing elections. This is not election as usual. Remember Deborah's death. Remember Lekki Tollgate killings. Remember our church massacre. Remember the 1,000 Muslims who were killed. Remember the burning of churches. Remember our ASU strike. Remember the snakes and monkeys swallowing money. This is the only time we have. If they refuse to do it peacefully, we will take it out on them violently. So it's not, we have no other place to go. We have no other land. We have no other country. We are ready for them this time. They will not accuse us that we were not patient. They will not accuse us that we didn't obey the law. They are the ones trying to bring violence. And if they do, we'll have a plan B for them. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see who is available right now to talk to us. Matthew, are you available to use your 2 minutes now? Okay, I think Matthew is having a network problem.
I'm available. Are you hearing me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. I really appreciate everybody for all the contribution and everything. The truth is, Wiki is really doing well, but as during your program yesterday, somebody made a statement that he has his own agenda for doing that because of his aspirations. But as my brother just said now, to me that doesn't matter in as much it's affecting the future of the people of River State now by doing those roads and other things that he has been doing. So instead of setting up law court for teenagers or something like that. So he's really doing well. Then back to the campaign strategy. I know there is no money, and that is why I tell people to support the obedient movement in any way they can. I keep on saying it that Lagos especially is not all the local government that is very rich. There are these local government that are the suburb areas. Local government like Badagry, local government like Ajeromi Ifelodun, local government like Ekpe, local governments like the other local government and SCDAs, you understand, that merge up with this local government. They don't have good sponsors. It's not every local government you see good sponsors. Local government like areas like Festac and others, they have good sponsors, but these other areas are suffering sponsors, and that is why there is no representative of Labour Party. They are there, but they are hiding and just there, just scattered all over the place. Even the chairman in those local governments don't know what to do because they are also financially not buoyant. So I will encourage every one of us to see a way of reaching out to those local governments in Lagos, see a way of getting the contact of the local government chairman FA, and then see a way of assisting, because this election is not going to be as usual. The last campaign we did in Lagos for Asiwaju, I was privileged to be among those who canvass for people. And how much do we pay those youths that came? How that's maybe 2,000 naira and that. And the truth remains that these people, most of them are wise up now. But my fear is, what is the possibility that they are still going to stand with their vision till the election day? These ones that they are already paying with money in every outing and like that. Wow. Which LP does not have. So you see the difference. You see why the Nigeria will always define politics as a business for the rich and not for. But at this point in time, we are believing God that those protocols, those analyses they've been giving us before now will be changed in their face. So we just need support from those local government areas I mentioned. Beyond that, there are other local governments in Lagos that are suffering this same thing. The obedient movement you saw that day in Lagos that happened to be a very large turnout was because these schools were on holiday and most of the children were at home. Don't forget, ASU was still on strike seriously, and these people was as a result of hunger. A lot of people sent money outside and from diaspora and like that, and that program was held. After that program, I've not seen any active program to keep the fire burning among these people, aside from little outreach. However, let's try and see a way, the diaspora, to reach this local government. Your local government might have been occupied by labor. You don't need any work to do there again. What you need there is just maintenance. Maintenance by continual orientation by those field workers on ground. What you will now do now take your attention to the areas where they need serious financial and material attention. Let's look at those areas critically. It's very important because a lot of us still depend on our areas that we have equipped and equipped and equipped. Go out and look for other areas. I keep on saying it. You will see then that a lot of things are yet to be done, especially in Kwara State, in Lagos State, which other state? In Ogun State. Somebody was calling from Ijebu-Remo. Somebody was calling from Sango-Ota. There is no presence there. And these are the things when the APC are talking about structure and everything. These are the things they use as backup because the elderly people still have this mindset of broom. They might not know the person who is coming out for the position. But in as much as Igbale, known as broom, or Matewosi, they will put hand there. So therefore, we need present field workers and people who can assist. There are field workers and people are ready to work. But the issue is, where are the boosters? Where are the things that will help them? And Labour Party is really trying their best. So please, diaspora should help the obedient movement so that they can increase their tentacles. The largest local government in Lagos is Alimosho, and I don't think it has been covered very well. Do you understand?
And what about Badagry?
Good. You know those areas, Badagry is under Lagos West, I told you, which is one of the largest senatorial districts in Lagos State. So those areas, their obedient movement, I think, in Badagry, but not very, very well. Even on that, if you are coming down, as if you are coming down to Maitu, Alaba International, Ajangbadi, those houses are majorly the Igbos because of the business there, But we still need more sensitization. The Igbos are not even helping. They are not helping. Let's forget about competency, character. We know that. But at this point in time, average Nigerian, when you know, say, people they back your person where they come from very well, and you see all the characteristics aside tribe or religion, that this your person is qualified. You back up, but rather the Igbos are the problem of themselves. So the earlier, the better for us to wake up and use our money, those of us who are not around physically, to help these people.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Thank you so much. These are one of the things we were talking about yesterday. When information is passed here, we should handle it very, very carefully rather than trying to scare the information away. So these are very, very vital information, saying it on air. So thank you very much, my brother, for joining us. To be honest, I would like to see more of you here because we all are learning from each other on this platform. Nobody knows it all. So we need each other to achieve this mission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'd like us to move on now to the next person we have here that needs to speak to use 2 minutes now, Mr. Shooks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Niger Watch, once again. Sorry about the other time. I was hearing you, but I don't think you was hearing me.
Okay.
Yeah. What I was saying is, just like the last speaker said, we need to, take actions, and the youth need to start getting involved heavily. Not just this thing. Yes, we know there's money is involved. Let them get down on the streets, do the things they're supposed to be doing. Like CM said yesterday, because after that I called, to see what is going on, and they told me that the sensitization in the Southeast, that we shouldn't worry about the Southeast, that, even though they've sensitized, right now what they're doing is, showing them how to vote, even though some of the districts says that they're doing phone covers for them, putting the Labour logo on phone covers for them to using their phone covers on that day and all this, so there's great work going on all around, but the youth, they need to, make sure they are well organized, especially during this collection of PVCs, so that they get all this evidence to counter INEC, because INEC cannot continue to come on TV and lie to us that they are distributing PVCs, while if you go there, you can't see it. If we have all these evidences, from different angles, there's nothing they can do other than, do the right thing. Make sure that they use, the smartest way and the quicker way to get make people get their decision, because we can afford disenfranchisement in this election. Any kind of disenfranchisement is going to spell doom on each and every one of us. Because if 10 people don't vote, it matters a lot. If they can't pick up their PVCs, it matters a lot. So, like the last speaker said, there's some spaces in Twitter. I think YME and something like that. They always host speaker Twitter spaces, and this is where they get all these things. They collect information like this ones you are giving. Because I think they work directly with labor this thing. They do fundraising. So. And they always kind of get your name, get your details, and they contact you. And they have people on ground who can meet you, and say things about this. I believe if you reach them, because even if you say diasporas, we're only gonna still do something through official this thing. We can go outside, like here, we don't contribute money here. So we're still going to go through them, So, yeah, if you come here always, maybe some of them will come here and, share their information where you can meet them, It's good that you come in, you're on ground and coming to give us these informations. And, we greatly appreciate it. And it will go a long way to help each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Naija Watch.
Yes.
So sorry. Let me just make a few comments about what Chooks just said. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to Matthew for the great work that he's doing on ground, and the people that are working with him. Matthew, I appreciate you a lot. Chooks, what you have just said is very, very important. Some time ago, I contacted my brother and got him to make those stickers because someone shared that kind of information online about making stickers for phones. So I got him to print about 2,000 stickers for phones and distribute it to people who just take it on their phones, and as a reminder for the logo that they will be voting for. And that is a very important way to help increase the awareness and support for what we're doing. I would also like that to be something that we in the diaspora can actually focus on, helping those people who are foot soldiers to create such kind of materials. The stickers are even less expensive than caps and t-shirts, so it's easy to make them and use them as just the way tracts are distributed. So you use that to create awareness and pass information to people in places like the Badagry where he was talking about, and all those remote areas. So kudos. Let's just really not just talk, but reach out and do something either through official routes or individual ways. Let's just be doing something, because at the end of the day, we just have 50 days to get it all done. And then we will see the results and be happy that we participated in it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that addition there. Thank you. That's a good illustration for many of our listeners. Appreciate you all. To Niger, if you're available, you're the last person that needs to speak to us in 2 minutes. Okay, we need to move on. Everybody have contributed. Thank you very much, my people. We are currently on a replay on the video we did last night where Tinubu called Edo boys Yahoo Yahoo. So we are currently on the replay. I'm going to post the link right there on the comment section. In case you want to follow that replay premiere, then you can join us. It's right there on the comment section. Click on it. As we are ending this, we're going there. I appreciate every one of you today for your time with us. I want to appreciate Dr. Alexander Gomez for your super chat. I appreciate you always, sir. Thank you, thank you. I want to appreciate every one of you on the panel. I'm not taking any of you for granted. Thank you very much for joining us to fight this fight together. You know, the situation of Nigeria is affecting every one of us. As long as you are in Nigeria or you live in Nigeria or you live abroad, as long as you are a Nigerian, it's affecting every one of us. It doesn't matter where we reside. You know, like our sister called earlier on, saying that she have investment back home, but she cannot even go home this time right now because she's scared. And many of us like that, like Mr. Pansat also said, that we need to go back home, you know, but he gives us hope, but after 25th of February, we cannot be able to go back home. It's a wish that everybody is currently waiting for to become a reality. By the special grace of God, remember the situation of Nigeria, many of us were born into it, and we don't want to continue like this anymore. We all are tired. Even those of us that live abroad, my brother actually said at that time, Matthew, that he's looking for a way to jack out of Nigeria. Yes, you know, because of the situation of Nigeria. But one thing is certain here is that we that even live abroad, we are not that happy. Because when we talk about boredom, is the next middle name of many of us that live abroad. We are very, very bored here. There's nothing too special, you know, especially the only time you realize or you get to know that there's nothing too special abroad is when you now have everything that you've been begging God for. Is after you now have all, that's where you're going to know that, oh, nothing is too special here. Because the only way you can really enjoy those wealth or whatever you have, you acquired for yourself, is to go back home. But because of the country that we are going, is at the moment, it's not a country. Nothing is working there. The system is not working. Nothing absolutely is working in Nigeria. So that's why we all are doing what we're doing. We're coming out every day, 7 days a week. You think it's easy. It's not easy. You know, we want a better country. That's why we're doing this. We are coming back again by 6 p.m. this evening again now. You know, it's already 11 minutes past 3 p.m. in Nigeria. Here in the UK, it's 2 p.m. now. So trust me, we are doing this because we want to try our best to do what we can. That's why I'm asking everybody, what are you doing to make the difference? Like our brother Matthew is currently doing as well back home. He's doing his own possible best to change the narrative. That's why you saw that credit from Paul Orji and applauding him, you know, for the effort that is put in. So let everybody continue to do what you can do to change this negative narrative to positive. That's what we're doing. Remember, before we round up, remember APC is the incumbent government. It's not going to be easy for us to remove them just like that. You know, I don't want anybody to fold their arms saying that we'd already win. No, I'm not part of that kind of statement. I want us to fight to the last day, the last second, until we get the result, until our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, is crowned the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If not like that, trust me, I'll leave the rest. Thank you very much, my people. Now, God will bless you. Now, all my panel, thank you. All my commenters on the comment section, thank you so much. All that called in, thank you so much. All our spectators, may God bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please share.
Please, can I have 30 seconds, please?
10 seconds, please. I need to go now.
Yes, I want to appeal. I want to appeal, a special appeal to our brothers in the eastern side of Nigeria. I love you guys. You are my brothers. I understand. Please, let's go collect our PVC. I still remember. I want to also pay my respect to the prisoner of conscience, Nnamdi Kanu. For me, he's not a criminal. I don't care all the lies the federal government is saying. He's a fellow citizen, and we should do this election for him. I'm sure Obi will look into his case and set him free. Everybody has a right to ask for a referendum if that's a problem, if not the failure of leadership. So guys, this election, we all need it, especially in the East. For me, I see it more of an Eastern election because God has given us a leader from that area, the Nigerian Nazareth that the federal government has written away. So Eastern brothers, let's forget about the anger. Let's die down the struggle, and let's get our PVCs now. For the sake of Nnamdi Kanu and late Ojukwu, let's go and vote and be civil and peaceful. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that last submission. It makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you. Like I said before, I appreciate you. Or mother of all, Mommy Diaspora, the greatest mother of all. Thank you very much, Mommy, for all you do for us here. I appreciate every one of you on the panel with us right now. Mr. Pansat, thank you so much. Tunaja, thank you so much. My brother Alex, thank you so much. Paul Oji, thank you so much. Matthew, thank you so much. Chuks Iboweze, thank you so much. Brother Nice, thank you so much. And others that came in that left. I want to say we appreciate you all. Please join us on the premiere that's currently going on for a replay in case you were not following up yesterday. And yeah, join us by 6 p.m., between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. because you guys have used my time now, 4 hours, 26 minutes. We've been here and I'm coming back again by 6 or 7. So endeavor to join us and let's talk about the things that is affecting you and I. Now God bless all of you now. Bye for now.
And that you are not running for president. You are running for president through us.
Now, whatever you say about the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, one thing you can't deny or take away from him is the powerful passion and compelling zeal of his supporters. Such is their intensity and dedication that they seem to trump any of the inequities of the Peter Obi movement and whatever advantages the other three front-runner parties might have. When asked about this, his supporters say that in the same way that George Floyd became a symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement and Mahsa Amini has become a symbol of the fight against the oppression of women in Iran, so has Peter Obi become an ideological symbol of the fight for justice and equity in Nigeria, a fight that's being led by the youth who want to see a new generation of honest, committed leaders.
Who can you trust to fight for you? Vote Peter Obi for president. Vote the Labour Party.
People to know is that all these things I've done it at a particular level, and the result were clear. I'm only asking for the opportunity to do it for the country. So 2023 election will not be about tribe. No, don't vote for me because I'm from Southeast, I'm an Igbo man. It will not be about religion. The 2023 election should not be about my turn. It's nobody's turn. The country cannot continue to go the way it's going today. We must stop it. It is you that will stop it. The reason why we have all these problems is cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. And this is the time to stop it. 2023 is the last time Nigerian diaspora will not vote.
Nigeria, the man that will lead us to victory come 2023.